Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello again. I think, okay. Okay, this mic is not working. Okay, so we'll give it a minute. Oh, yes, it's going to work. Okay, great. Okay, so today we're going to be starting on program flow, sequence, decision, and repetition. So after we complete program flow, you are basically in a condition to be able to write programs to do anything. Okay? After that, after this unit on flow, the next steps, arrays and then records, that is just to do things more efficiently. Okay? So once we're finished flow, you basically have all the knowledge necessary to write a program to do anything. Okay? After that, it's just how do you make your program more efficient. So, but before we start that, okay, let's see if okay, these guys is not working, I don't know why. Okay, it should have connected, okay, it didn't, okay, alright. Okay, so today I want to go through a worked example of Milestone 3. Just as a review, most of you have finished that now, and I hope everyone else pretty well will finish today. From problem you amount of C. Then I'm going to go through a worked VP diagram example. That's in your workbook, General Concepts Pointers, page 16. Then we're going to take a break. Then I will take up the homework from last week. And you can check to see whether on the root equation homework. And then once we finish that, we will then start into the flow. So in terms of our flow, we will review the UML for the flow constructs. Right? We've seen the UML already. But what we're going to add new is how do we do this in C? In particular, I want to work on decisions today. Next week will be repetition. So this week will be decision, next week will be repetition. And we'll see why we need decision when we look at the optics code. And we'll try to show you what the problem is, give you some time to correct, then I'll show you how I would correct it. And then if we have time, most likely we will not start implementation of repetition in C. If we do, if we have time, we will. If not, we'll just go straight into retry of milestones. So that's basically today's plan. I hope that's clear. Okay, so let's first of all, I want to go through the worked example. I will going to the question that we wanted to work on before was, okay, open with. Okay, so this was the question. If you for the milestone, people doing milestone 3, it was the input fixed point data, store in containers A and B using a function in John in library or fscanf. Okay, maybe I should just a view. I'm going to turn word wrap on. Okay, write some functions G, H, and F. Call these functions to calculate G of A and B, H of A, and F of B. And use fprintf to print the results. Okay, so probably the first thing we want, okay, so a few things we have to do. We have to write functions, and we might also want to write a UML to show how we're working. Okay, so maybe we'll start with the UML. I'll go across here. There's my UML shooting in here. Okay. Let's start with the UML. So if I'm going to do a UML, the easiest way, I'm going to copy this stuff in so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Shrink this thing down. I don't need this thing up. Let's copy this into the corner so I can see what I want to do. Okay, so program will start. Oops. Sit. Delete, I just pulled the start guy there. First action is going to be to, okay, I'm going to have two pieces of data, A and B. Okay, so input A, B, A comma B. All right, that's the first thing I want to do. Now here's where I have to be. Next, I want to see, now I have to think about what I've got to do carefully. Okay, so H of X and S requires I already know what H of X and F of S is. Okay, so I can't put G next. I have to first calculate H and F. Okay, H only requires the input parameter. F only requires an input parameter. Okay, so that means I can now, so those things can be done in parallel. So I can throw my parallel statement in, and I'll have here, and just quickly throw all my boxes in. Another parallel, D, okay. And okay, a nice arrow. Another arrow. Another arrow. Another arrow. And, oops, where's he going up there? Another arrow. Okay, and I'll push these guys closer together. So one thing I want to do is I can calculate, it says I want to calculate H of A, okay? H of A equals A plus 10, okay? And I also want to calculate F of B. So F of B equals X minus 10, okay? Now I'm going to have now G requires I know those two guys. So G, I can then move on here. I'm going to calculate D, okay? So I already know, I already know H of A, okay? I've already calculated H of A. I've also calculated F of B. So I can just put down here G of A, G equals the big H plus F. Okay, and then can now finish my routine. I'll throw my, okay, and there's my UML. Oh, I forgot to print. Whoops. Print. Okay, one more step. Okay, get the print in there. F print F. I can just, okay. I've now got my UML. Now I want to implement it in C. So let's move this to one side of my screen. So I want one side, not the half. Okay, and there's my, okay, so input, for simple, I'll include jin live.h for my input. I've been asked to make 3 functions, so each of them are fixed point, okay? That tells me my functions have got to be a type long. Long h of long x, long f of long x, and long g of, so long x comma long s. All right, there's my 3 function prototypes. Okay, just as required here. Now let's start and oh, I also have to have f print f, so I need a prototype for it too. So I got to include stdio.h, and I can then start my main program. Integer main void, okay, long a, long b, and probably I've got what I calculated from A, I calculated B, and I calculated G. So maybe it's got C, H, C, F, C, G. I don't know, whatever I want to call them, I can call them whatever I like. All right. Now the first thing my UML says is to calculate H of A. Okay, so CH equals H of A. Okay. But, oh, input, input, input. Oops. Haven't input yet. Okay. So A equals get float prompt. Let's just get the prompt A. B equals get float prompt. Don't forget initialization. B. Okay. CH equals H of A. F CF equals F of B. And G. Okay. CG. G equals, all right, now I could do this two ways of writing the function, and so G of A comma B is the way I'm going to write it this time, but I'll show you a different way of writing it in a second. Then we need to print F, standard out, A equals %LD, B equals %LD, A comma B. Okay, or no, that's not what I'm supposed to print. I'm supposed to print G, H, and F. Oh, sorry. G, calculate G, calculate H, calculate F. Okay, so it's not that what I'm printing. CG equals CH equals, and finally CF equals %LD. And our program should come to a halt, return 0, and end. Now we need to write our functions. So I'm just going to copy my function prototypes down like this. Simply copy and start to fill them in. Okay, maybe a long temp. Okay, temp equals x plus 10, return x. Oh, okay, return temp. Oops, temp. Okay. This guy, same thing. For F, it's long temp. Okay, temp equals x minus 10, return temp. And long G, okay, what is G? What's this? So I need a long temp. Okay, temp equals H of X plus F of S, return temp. Okay, and our code is finished. Okay, so you can see how we're just trying to follow the UML as it works through. Okay, so this would be the actual correct, and I would say the best solution, because we're saying that this G must call H and F. So this should be the way we should be writing it. And I can then check to see if it'll actually compile, which is the next problem, of course. See if I make any mistakes or not. Okay. Okay, SDPA and CC. More info. Oh, I'm in the wrong screen for you guys. Sorry. Okay. GCC minus C minus wall M3.C. Huh? Where did I put it? Oh. MS3.C. Okay, no problem. GCC minus O, M.exe, M3S3.O, JInLib.O, MA5B6, okay. Calculation complete. All right? Okay, so are there any questions with that? Yes? Pardon? Yes. Is there a problem? Which question? Oops! Did I make? Oh, I should be using get fixed prompt. Sorry. Yikes! Oh, my mistake. Yes, that's a problem. Error. My code got mistake. Yes, thank you. I would not pass. Sorry. Yes, my mistake. This is going to give a problem. Okay. Yes. Yes, correct. Thank you very much. Yes, that would definitely cause a problem. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Using get float. Because why would it cause a problem? Because if you try to input 0, 0 cannot be represented as a floating point number. There's no 0 in floating point. Okay, there's only 0 in fixed point. Okay, so that would cause a problem at that point. Thank you very much. It might also cause trouble with truncation. Okay, thank you very much, William, right? Right, okay. I know. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, any other comments? Thank you very much for that correction.